Welcome to another segment of Out and Informed. This is the program on therapycable.com that's all about the issues concerning the LGBT community. And my name is Jim Brian. I'm a marriage and family therapist intern. I see clients at the Institute of Advanced Studies in Los Alamitos. And today I have a very special guest with me today. Ann Mason is the Associate Director of the Center OC, which is a community agency that serves the LGBT community in Orange County. She's also the Director of Mental Health. And this segment is going to be about resources for LGBT people and finding resources for people. It's really an important issue because this is a very underserved community, and in many places, I think it can feel for LGBTQ people that there's really no place to turn. There's really no place where I can go where people are going to accept me, where I'm going to feel valued, feel that I can be myself, express myself. So it's really important to have a place like that. And I think we're actually really fortunate in Orange County that we have an incredible agency like the LGBTQ Center of Orange County. It's actually where I started my clinical training, and Ann was my supervisor at the time. So this is really an honor for me. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the LGBTQ Center of Orange County. It was formed in 1971. So for over 40 years, this nonprofit community-based organization has been providing services to a wide range of LGBTQ clients, all different ethnicities, ages, and economic backgrounds. They have programs that are specifically designed for gay men, lesbians, youth, the transgender community, the Spanish-speaking LGBT community, bisexual community, and those who are questioning an LGBTQ families. And I think that one of the things that impressed me being there is that I noticed that not all of my clients were LGBTQ. The center is really a place where everybody is welcome, and I think that's really a beautiful model for what a community agency should be. So, and why don't you just tell me something about the services that are offered at the center, and kind of give the audience a little idea of what the center provides for people.
Okay, so we are a community services center. We have a senior program, so we have social groups for mixed, co-ed, women, a gentleman's social. They get together and go places, and it's really a place where our seniors, who are often become really isolated again, have a place to gather. We have a robust youth program. They are really busy not only doing social things for our youth, but also doing campaigns in school. They have a campaign called Color Me Equal, and that's really about creating safe spaces and having allies in schools who are going to create those safe spaces, teachers, administration, some really exciting policy work being done, especially in Santa Ana. The center is located in Santa Ana, so we are actually part of a Building Healthy Communities grant. So a lot of our work is done there, but it's also done all over the county. We have HIV testing, free testing. We have a prevention program. We have some groups that are more social in nature, but we have two of those, one on Tuesday nights, one on Thursday nights. We actually have a Latina transgender program that's done in Spanish. It's done in Spanish, and that meets every week. We have several trans groups. We have a young adult trans group called Transfusion. We have I won't say older, but 18 plus, that's called Transforum, and that's actually a mental health group, more of a therapy support group. Then, of course, the Spanish-speaking group. We have some groups in the youth program that also go sort of by ages to give. So we have a transitional age youth group, which is called YAMS, which is a young adult, young adult meeting space, which has been a really great recent addition. And we have mental health. We serve everyone in mental health. We go on a sliding fee scale. We also have a speakers bureau. So if there's anyone who ever needs some cultural competency training, and that can be for many things. Our youth have panels that go out and do cultural competency training in schools. We have therapists who are doing cultural competency trainings out in agencies with other therapists. And recently we are part of a medical group that's really looking into the disparities in healthcare and mental health care too for our trans clients.
Yeah, I think that there's such a wide range of different programs that are available at the center, but I think it's really important that that they're there for the particularly vulnerable communities within the LGBTQ spectrum, including the transgender community and the youth, because these are people that really need to be sort of integrated and understood better and empowered. So with the changes in the healthcare provision laws, it sounds like there's some real changes happening as far as how we're going to actually provide services for transgender people.
Yes, and how we're really going to start looking at what's lacking in Orange County, who's willing to be trained, even from a medical perspective. I learned last week at our inaugural meeting that there really is nothing in in books about how to treat a transgender person.
That's amazing.
I know. So there really is this need for some standards, some training, obviously we're not a medical facility, but
right.
It's really exciting to be part of that group. So we now can have better resources for our clients. It's an especially vulnerable population, like you said, because if they need help and if they need medical help, they often get misgendered. Many haven't changed their names legally, so the wrong pronouns are used, the wrong names are used.
Right.
There's some real
education that needs to happen, and even for people that are providing care, therapists and people and doctors working.
I'd say especially for people who are giving care.
Right.
Because often they have very good hearts and just really don't understand what it takes to affirm someone.
Right.
And there's already enough stigma and
Absolutely.
Marginalization
Absolutely.
of the whole community, but especially our trans community.
I think at some point we'll do a program specifically about transgender issues and clients and concerns of people, and because I think it's a really complex population, and understanding the issues that people deal with, I think actually deserves a lot more time. Also, I think it's really exciting what you're doing with kids, just empowering them and helping them to learn to accept and love themselves and express themselves. And if you could talk a little bit about some of those specific programs.
Okay, so our youth program itself has several different groups, and definitely some social groups. They just had their queer prom on Saturday night, which is really important because we know a lot of schools will not allow kids to come with partners or express themselves or even wear what they want to wear. if it's not gender in the gender norm of our society. So we also have a youth group called YETA, Youth Empowered to Act, and they are just going to start their boot camp in July, middle of July. So anybody.
And what is that?
Youth Empowered to Act, they really are learning how to be activists. They're really learning how to go out, present information, learn how to maybe stand up to the stigma that can come their way. I mean, not all audiences are welcoming, and so they just really learn how to advocate for the community at a very young age. They join panels. I mean, they've been to speak to like county workers, like many of them. They've spoken in schools. They go before school boards and speak about issues of the LGBTQ youth in schools.
That's great. They're really kind of learning how to be the leading next generation that's going to help break down those walls of stigma and marginalization.
Absolutely, because we do have laws, and we have laws that aren't being followed. We have laws that are just being totally ignored, and they're really willing to step up and help educate, and we have a very strong program director, so they're all over the place, just
it's very exciting,
really working hard.
And what, from your perspective, what are some of the key or the main issues that LGBTQ people bring into therapy? This is a program about therapy, so if we could understand some of the issues that people deal with.
Come in. Well, I think we have to recognize that people have human issues.
Right.
And with that comes all of the stigma, maybe the invisibility, that they have had to live very invisible lives about who they are. And so while they may come in presenting, with depression or anxiety or something of that nature, there's really a layer of trauma that has happened to them, and it's insidious. It's like, it's not like one time something happened. This has been their life, and we know that many of our clients have really faced that, being invisible. Even if they do come out, often it just doesn't get talked about. And that could be family of origin, that could be in their workplace. There's still an awful lot of stigma out there. Yeah,
and I think that ongoing sort of microaggressions and little insults and things that reinforce over and over again that there's something wrong with me or I don't belong is really it's a big deal for people in the community.
It's huge. And so part of our job as a training facility for therapists really has been to have therapists start looking at their own. We probably all have biases, some that we don't know about at all. And some of them do come out as like microaggressions. It could be in some of those beliefs that people talk about, and if a therapist isn't aware of their own stuff, they may just kind of unknowingly collaborate with their client, and some of that really traumatic stuff that doesn't seem traumatic until you start looking at how it affected someone's life.
So therapists could actually learn how to be a more affirming therapist and how to look at their own stuff so that they don't in trying to help somebody actually re-shame them or reaffirm messages.
And sometimes that just happens with the client's own internalized homophobia comes into the room, and if the therapist isn't real aware that, that just happened. And that's ongoing. That's an ongoing process. And it has many, many layers. We know a lot of our trans folks have lived a totally invisible life, knew that their gender didn't match, and even would be humiliated because it didn't match, or just disowned, basically.
Yeah, and I think a lot of them know at a very early age, and it's getting parents and getting people to listen and to believe them and understand.
Yes, and we know they're at a very high risk. They're at a very high risk. Our youth are at a very high risk for harming themselves when they're not heard and when no one is taking care of them. And so we're there to hopefully educate parents, families, friends, support systems, to be the support system sometimes, because often we are the support system. And the programs that we have are the places that a lot of our youth and seniors find some comfort and find community and a place to be.
It's a wonderful resource, and I think that we're really lucky to have a place like the center. And I think it's the people that make it really special. What are some other ways that therapists can sort of make their own environment maybe they can learn to be a resource for the community?
Okay, I would first and foremost say get trained, read, call. You can call us at any time if you have questions. Make your offices LGBTQ friendly. Do you have materials? Do you have a safe space sign? So
a little sticker that says this is a
safe space, which is sort of universal. Forms are a big thing. If all you have is male or female and you have a client who just doesn't identify on either spectrum, because not all trans people identify just on a different, they can be just gender non-conforming.
So even making your forms, just instead of having 2 check boxes, maybe make it an open question. How do you identify your gender?
Yes,
because it's
a very
continuum.
Open.
It's a spectrum.
It is, and our forms are always in flux. We're always kind of keeping up with the latest, and just to know if you have a client who wants to be known a certain way, that you're talking about it. I think a lot of times you may actually know that your client is gay and then not say another word about it, which can be pretty disenfranchising.
Absolutely, yeah. So where can people find out more about the center, get in touch, volunteer?
You can go on our website, which is thecenteroc.org. You can call us, and our number is 714-953-5428. If you go on the website, you can find our email addresses. You can email me, you can call me, you can call the front desk. We have volunteers and staff who answer the phone during the week, during the day. If they don't have the answer for you, they will find someone who can answer your question.
And they're also on Facebook, so you can go on Facebook and like them and keep up to date and keep connected that way.
Yes, you will get posted. Yeah. We post many things that are happening on our Facebook page.
Well, this has been a great kind of introduction to the LGBTQ Center of Orange County. By all means, if you are interested in learning more, get in touch with me and let me know what you'd like to hear on this program. You can reach me through my email at james@bodymindcounselor.com and let me know what you'd like to hear. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again. And in the meantime, take care of yourself, take care of each other. And I'll see you next time.